Hello everyone, welcome back to the Integrity Botanicals YouTube channel. Today I am finally going to be sitting down reviewing the new Fitglow Foundation Plus. I have been using this for the last almost 2 weeks or so, trying different combinations on what to wear under it, seeing how it wears out here in the elements of South Florida, and I've developed some thoughts, feelings, and opinions. So let's just jump right into it. This is a $55 foundation. It does have 18 shades, which is an absolutely wonderful start. I will also include a swatch photo down below of all of those shades so that you can see them all and see which shade may be the best for you. I do also believe we'll be offering samples on the website, and I will make sure to link those down below as well so you can try out a few. However, before I get into the packaging and all the nitty gritty of this stuff, I did want to mention, if you are familiar with their concealer, which is one of my absolute favorites, if you haven't tried it, highly recommend you do. It is what I'm wearing in conjunction with the foundation here today. Then whatever shade you are in the concealer, provided that you are getting one that matches your skin tone, will also translate over to the foundation. This is just going to be F3.5 instead of C3.5, just so you all know. So packaging wise, it is this wonderful, sleek, frosted glass package. There is a silver cap. The shade name is going to be there on the bottom, but it is totally see-through so you can see it. When you open this baby up, it is a very large doe foot applicator that has sort of like a well there in the center, so that is where the product is going to live. I know some of you may be worried about how sanitary this is. I will actually just take a little bit on the back of my hand. My hands are always washed before I sit down and do my makeup. I'll like dampen my sponge, wash my hands, sit down and get ready to go. So that is definitely a loophole for that should you be concerned. But otherwise, I like that it has that little well design in there. That way you're not using, like, you don't have to scrape it on the back of your hand 100 times. Like once or twice, you will have absolutely plenty. Now this is a vegan and silicone-free formula. It does retail for $55. Now the claims, it does claim to be a medium buildable foundation, which it absolutely is. I'm gonna do a demonstration here for you where I'll do only the half of my face. It's medium coverage off rip. So if you want something a little bit lighter, I actually like when a foundation's a medium coverage because it allows you to go one of two ways. You can really build it up, or you could use a little bit of moisturizer and sheer it out. So I have tested it like that. I really, really love it. Today, you will see how I've applied it, but just put a little bit of primer, slap this baby on, used my sponge to blend it in, and it's the most natural demi-matte finish that's so incredibly skin-like. So I think no matter what skin type you have, because my skin is quite dry, you will really enjoy this, because the more oily skin people, you will really appreciate that this has a more skin-like effect. And if you need some more mattifying, you go in with your powder and really sort of seal the deal. Or if you're like me, you have more dry skin, it's not going to exacerbate any of the dry spots and wrinkles. There are still ingredients in there that make it nourishing and hydrating and still very much look like skin, but I do love how you can manipulate this product so much. That is my favorite thing. I also very much like the shade range that is included here as well. Something else I wanted to mention, it does claim to be a photo filtering foundation, so it has a very smoothing property. I would say that is true. I do like to apply this with the matte smoothing primer from Vapor, just in the center of my face to further increase that, because that's really what I'm looking for out of a foundation. I like something to smooth out the overall skin tone, make me look nice and even, and this definitely does that. Something that I did want to mention is I don't think this is like an 8, 9, 10 hour wear foundation. As the day goes on, I will sort of notice it breaking up there in the center of my face. I am in like the humid, most tropical like climate though, so I do want to keep that in mind as well. So setting powders, setting sprays, primer, anything that you could do to squeeze a little bit of extra life out of this foundation, I would encourage you to do so. But I've honestly never found an all natural foundation that is like bulletproof all day long. I think the chemicals that make that possible just are not included in these formulations, which we are thankful for. And as always with Fitglow, there is a plus that follows the foundation, and that is because they have amazing skin benefiting ingredients in here as well. In this formulation, we've got licorice and bearberry extract. This helps promote a more even, brightened complexion. There's Heartleaf and Artemisia blend in here, which soothes and calms the skin. It also protects it from pollution and blue light, so any of your phone or your screens, as well as amber and vitamin C. Both of those help to combat dark spots. So as much as this is a high performing foundation that I'm an enormous fan of, it does also help with your skin, and that little added benefit is just so incredible. So I'm gonna start yapping about all the nitty gritty. Make sure to check out the description box at the end of the video down below so you can see what shade may be the best for you, maybe purchase some samples, but I am going to show you how I applied this product here today and ways that I have really enjoyed to use it. All right, we're up close and personal so that you can see me apply this foundation. I like to get close so you can kind of see the natural texture of my skin. I've got a little bit of discoloration. Mostly what I struggle with and what I really like to correct is like an uneven tone in my skin. And I think that's why I've been enjoying this, because of its more buildable properties, which I will share with you. In advance, I do like to go ahead and do a little bit of primer. I've just been liking this lately because the pores in this area of my face are a little bit large. This already has those more smoothing claims, so I find that works well together, as well as, you know, just increases the longevity of makeup when it's not sort of seeping into your skin. So this is the Vapor Matte Smoothing Primer. It's not harsh, matte, and dry. I will not be applying this everywhere, just in these specific areas with my fingertips. All right, so once that's done, I'm gonna go straight in with the foundation. What I like to do, I always like wash my hands before I do any of this foundation stuff, is I'll actually take the doe foot applicator and I'll just apply it to the back of my hand, because it has that little well tip. You can actually get a good amount of product off on there. And then I will just take it, kind of blend it in, warm it up, and then I will just kind of do this. And again, this is the area where I need the most coverage. I definitely have like some discoloration on my nose just from where the sun hits. And surprisingly, I haven't really been liking putting foundation on like this in a long time, but with this one, I do, at least that first layer. So I am just going to apply this with my fingers. This is a little light for me, so I'm gonna mix it with a little bit of a darker shade as well, only because I have a little bit more olive skin tone naturally, as you can see. So I'm just gonna mix in a little bit of a darker shade. All right, so I mixed in some 3.7 just to give it a little bit of warmth. And I'm only gonna do this half of my face, that way we can see. And you can already see, I mean, straight away, it has good coverage. I mean, really it does. It's why I like to finish off with a sponge, or for an everyday use, which I'm not gonna share out like this just because I wanna show the full potential of the foundation, I will just actually mix with a little bit of moisturizer to dilute it a little bit and make more of a tinted moisturizer situation, which is more of like an everyday thing for me, especially as it starts to get warm. Okay, so before I go in with the sponge, as you can see, it does have that demi-matte finish. It's not flat, but when I blend it, I feel that the product is not like liquidy and creamy and dewy and bright. So there's this side. And I'm gonna go in with the sponge and then I'll bring you in a little bit closer. I just like to make it look even softer, and then with whatever's on the back of my hand, I'll take a little bit on the top of my sponge. This is the Jenny Patinkin. And this is where I will increase the coverage because I just want it to look natural, but also like I get pretty red around my nose. So those are the areas I'll usually concentrate on. The things I do for you guys, look at this. Okay, so this is the side that has the Fitglow Foundation Plus. There's my forehead. Got a little discoloration. You can see it's peering through just a little bit, but nicely covered as compared to this side. So a little bit more uneven, some of those spots there. Obviously we have some redness throughout here as well, but it sits really naturally on the skin. I'm gonna go ahead and do the other side, and then I'm gonna put on a little bit of concealer as well. That way you can kind of sort of see the full look, and I will show you how this sort of settles in the skin. It's really natural and nice without it being too glowy, which as it gets warmer, I think a lot of us tend to stray away from. Okay, I'm back, and as you can see, I really like how this foundation looks on the skin, because I really am more of a medium coverage girl. I'd rather just sort of apply that all over my face in a nice thin layer, take my time with the sponge, working it in, making it look skin-like, and this really maintains that without it looking too glowy and shiny, because I have more of a dry skin, and though I usually lean towards a more dewy foundation, as it gets warmer out, that is gonna happen naturally. So I like a foundation that has a little bit of a barrier against that. So I went in with just the concealer a little bit underneath my eyes. I've done my whole face here. You can see that little mixture of foundation is a nice shade for me, and ultimately it is a really beautiful semi-matte natural foundation. All right, everyone, that is it. That is my little review and demonstration of the Fitglow foundation. Final thoughts are that is a fantastic everyday option that looks like skin. It has skincare benefiting ingredients. It has a really nice starting shade range, I believe, as well. And it just looks really nice on my skin. To prep my skin today, I did use the Fitglow C Ceramide Toning Mist, as well as the Maya Chia Advanced Response Complex. So I make sure my skin is nice and hydrated before I go in. Maybe just if you plan on wearing this for a long period of time, keep some powder in your bag with a little bit of color. That way you can sort of touch up the areas that have faded away. But it is fantastic. It looks like skin, and I've just really enjoyed using this product. So if you like this video, I would love to know your thoughts, feelings, and opinions in the comments section down below. Make sure that you do thumbs up and subscribe. I know you all really appreciate the foundation reviews, and anything else you would like to see reviewed, do not hesitate to leave me a comment down below. Also make sure that you subscribe. I upload new videos here every single week, and I don't want you guys to miss them. And if you just cannot get enough of us, subscribe to our newsletter. All of our social media is always linked down below as well. I will have a direct link to this product if you wanted to investigate it a little bit further, as well as samples permitted that they are available. And another good one from Fitglow, is anyone surprised? Because I sure as heck am not. But thank you all so much for watching. Thank you so much for all of the love and support, and I will catch you in my next one. Bye.